What's up, you guys? My name is Jen Hunter, and I am a licensed cosmetologist and a salon owner in the central Pennsylvania area. It came to my attention a couple weeks ago that there are lots and lots of tutorials out there, but none that are for the person who isn't so comfortable with a curling iron or isn't so comfortable with a curling wand or straightener. So this is like, we're stripping everything, going back to the basics, ground zero. If you are the kind of person that owns a curling iron but never is comfortable enough to pick it up, if you don't curl your hair on a regular basis but you wish you could, if you just really want to know or need a tutorial that teaches you step by step, and I mean we're gonna go step by step. This tutorial is for you. If you are the kind of person that curls your hair a couple times a week, or you can curl your hair but you want to be better at it or faster at it, this video is probably not for you. Like we're not gonna watch things in fast forward. We're going to literally be talking about hand placement and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, here we go. You are going to need only 3, maybe 4 things for this tutorial. If you are a regular hairspray user or not, I recommend something that's going to at least protect your hair from the heat. Whether you go to Target and you buy something that says heat protectant on it, or if you use a hairspray, that's fine. My favorite and my go-to is the Kenra 26. Kenra 25 is really popular, but I don't like the smell of it, and you just go up one level and it smells way better and it adds a little bit more shine. You're going to need a brush or comb of any kind. I don't like using combs. I feel like they're just a little bit more yanky than brushes, and I love the Flex wet brushes. And a clip. You do not have to use an alligator clip, but you're going to want to be able to section your hair with something. A lot of my clients use hair ties, some people use clips, some people use like what are those? The ones you used to like put your hair up in like a twisty something in the 90s. You can use that, whatever. Butterfly clips? I don't remember. Anyway, so you want a clip because you need to section your hair. That's very important. And then your hot tool. Now, I have a tutorial with this exact curling iron, which is the 1 1/4 inch Hot Tools curling iron with the clamp. Now, a lot of people have voiced that using a clamp is very difficult for them. And so what I'm going to do, I actually don't own a wand because I don't like wands, but I am going to show you how to use your curling iron as one. So if you have a curling iron at home, but you don't want to purchase a wand or something, that's fine. You can use your curling iron. And if you find you like that more, you can actually, you can pop this thing off and you can unscrew it and you can actually turn it right into a wand if that's easier for you. But we're going to be using the wand technique in this video. I'm going to link all of these things below just because a lot of people ask me where they can get it, and we all know Amazon's just a little bit easier. So all this will be linked below. I'll give a couple of different options and different price ranges depending on what you're looking for. I almost always recommend Hot Tools as far as curling wands, but I have some friends who've recently tried I'm probably going to say this wrong, but Lange or something. My friend Michelle Myers, who was the big push for this video, uses I think it's a 1 1/2 inch or 1 1/4 inch wand that they offer. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're going to section your hair. Now, my hair is a couple days dirty. You can probably notice a little bit of dry shampoo up in there because I loaded it in this morning. The first thing that you're gonna do is section your hair right at your ears, so right where you go to tuck your hair behind your ears, you're going to take your fingers right back, and we're going to work with all this hair down here. Use your clip the rest of the hair out of the way. Now, this is going to be the hardest part for you to curl, not because of your abilities, just because it's a tricky spot to reach. You're gonna use your hairspray and mist before you start anything. Why do we do that? Because you're applying hairspray to help hold the hair before you apply heat to it. and you're not going to spray the barrel while it has stuff on it. One, because your hands are going to be both tied up, and two, because then you're going to junk up your barrel. So you're going to start with this section about this big. And you can see that it's like, I don't have super thick hair, but it's a semi decent chunk, but not huge. I often get a lot of questions about what temperature to put your hot tool at. Now, if you are a beginner and you are going to be doing this slowly, I highly recommend turning the temperature down to probably 330, 350. That's still plenty hot to do work, but you're not going to overheat your hair. I also recommend this if your hair is very blonde or over processed or brittle or fragile or very thin or any of that. You do not need the heat the whole way up. Now, my hair is dark, pretty healthy, and takes a little bit of heat, so I am going to keep it a little bit higher, but you do not have to. You're going to take your section and you are going to always wrap the hair in front of the barrel. And you're always going to try to make sure that the barrel is wrapping around your face. If you get over here like this and you're like, well, shoot, where do I go? Because this doesn't seem like it's going to work and this doesn't seem like it's going to go the right way. Your elbow's not the right spot. You need to get your elbow up. Make sure that your elbow stays up and the barrel stays wrapping around your face. Okay? So, you're gonna put your hair around the barrel, and most people, when they wrap, they don't have any give in the very ends of their hair, and they just wrap like that. That twists the hair. That's okay. You get a different look when you do that, but what I want to show you how to do is get the curling iron look with the wand so you don't have to deal with the clamp. So you're going to wrap around and you're going to keep that piece of hair flat like that. Now that bottom 2.5 inches is going to stay out. That's okay. That's going to give you a more relaxed look. It's going to keep you from looking like Shirley Temple. So once that hair is a little bit warm, you let go and you have your curl. Don't touch it. Leave it. Okay? You're going to let it cool. You have a little bit of a barrel curl, but that's okay. I promise it won't look that way. So you have your next section. I'm basically dividing this bottom section into 4 pieces that we're going to curl. So we're going to come back around with our arm. The barrel is vertical, and we're going to wrap again, keeping the hair flat and not letting it twist. If you have shorter hair, like a bob or a lob or a clavicut or something like that, you can totally just let this bottom section go. If you're going to curl the top of it, you don't need to curl it underneath. No one's going to see it. Okay? So then we have that side done. We're going to make sure all this is over on this side. We're going to push this over the shoulder. Same thing over here, but your elbow is going to be in a different spot. So rather than wrapping around your head like this, you're going to do the same thing, but here. The tip of the barrel is going down. The barrel is staying vertical, and it's wrapping around your face. The hair is always going to stay in front of the barrel when you start wrapping. So you're wrapping, keeping the hair flat, not letting it twist while you're wrapping, and leaving that bottom 2.5 to 2 inches out. And then letting it go. All right, last section on the bottom. Keeping the hair flat. If you find your barrel down here with like 4 inches at the root, wrap it up just a little bit. And you're staying right there. Okay? So, like I said, you leave them. Don't run your fingers through them. Don't do anything. Give them a little mist. let them cool. If you have lots of hair, you might want to do 4 sections total. If you have less hair and you did the bottom half, you feel like you have enough to just do the top half, that might be the only 2 sections that you do. However, I'm at this like middle of the road hair density, so I'm going to do 3 sections. So my next section is going to be right at the temples. I'm going to pull that back, clip the hair out of the way, mist the hair first, brush through it so that we're not getting any knots literally heated into our hair. And then start with the next section. Now, sometimes you have these little tiny pieces. Don't worry about getting those in the same wrap as this. You can come back to those later. But if they're pretty long for you and you can fit them in there, go ahead and try that. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Holding our barrel vertical with the tip down, keeping the hair in front of the barrel, and making sure that we keep our elbow up. If you go to start this way, you can wrap, but you're probably gonna wind up burning your wrist doing it that way. I recommend trying to keep your hand over here. Wrap, keeping the hair flat. And then leave the bottom 2 inches out. Next section. Barrel pointing down, hair in front. Getting the hair flat. To me, using a curling iron is way easier, but I've had contradicting feedback, so this is for you guys. Get a lot of questions about how do I know that I'm getting it all in the back of my head. You can feel it. Because you put that hairspray on there, when the heat hits it, it kind of makes it a little bit harder and crunchier. So if you just lightly touch your hair, you'll be able to feel what's already been curled and what's not. And again, I'm taking pretty decent chunks here. If you feel like it's too big for your hair, you're not getting everything, or it's not curling, you can A, turn your heat up with discretion, or take smaller sections. It does take a little bit longer if you take smaller sections. Again, barrel pointing down, hair in front of the barrel, making sure it's wrapping around your face, and wrapping away from the face. Again, here, I'm about 4 inches away from my scalp, so I'm gonna just turn my barrel with the wrap of the hair to pull it in a little bit closer to get that curl tighter to my head. Section's done. Moving on. Same thing on this side as we did with the lower section. We're going to point the barrel down, wrap the hair in front of the barrel and away from our face, and keep the hair flat as we wrap it. And I'm just going to wrap a little bit tighter to my scalp to get the curl a little bit closer. See, I'm feeling for the straight pieces. There we go. this will be our last section in this middle section. Some of you guys might get wands in the mail, and they come with these little, oh, I missed this button. These little gloves, heat protecting gloves that look like the kind of mitts that you use to exfoliate your skin with in the shower. Throw them out. You won't ever use it. It makes your hands hot and sweaty, and it makes your hair staticky. It's not worth it. I will also link below. And if you miss a piece, just wrap it real quick. I'll also link below. You can get these little finger gloves that are much more effective, but don't like cover your whole hand. You can get them just so that they're like protecting those first 2 or the first 3 or something to keep your hair from, or to keep your fingers from burning. All right, then here is our last section, or my last section anyway. With the front pieces, I like to take a little bit smaller pieces around your face here, just because it can be a little bit more intricate then. So same thing up here. You're gonna make sure the barrel's pointing down. If it's a little bit easier, which sometimes it is, you can have it point forward instead of getting your elbow or the wrist the whole way vertical like that. You can point it this way. Just be careful not to press it right up against your forehead. Those kinds of burns don't look very nice. So you're gonna wrap, if you're doing it vertically, and you're just gonna, this one you wanna keep a little bit further away from your head, and then you're just gonna slowly bring it up close so that it curls the whole way up. Now in the back here, it's going to get a little bit harder to keep your barrel vertical, so I do recommend keeping it more horizontal up here and wrapping, and then pulling it in. Before we do the back, I'm actually going to wrap around and do the front here again. Because the back is probably not the trickiest, but the most different. And I'm going to split this section right down the middle, expose all of my dry shampoo. Again, with keeping the hair in front, wrapping the barrel around your face so that it's not completely vertical right now, but it's wrapping around. Wrapping with your face? Maybe I'm not saying the right thing there, but you guys know what I mean. You guys can see I'm taking pretty big sections still. When you're wanding, you can do that as long as you're keeping the hair flat like this and not twisting it. When you start twisting it is when it's hard for the heat to penetrate the whole way through all of the hair in order to get the curl, and then you end up with like floppy curls that just aren't working. you end up with some stuff that's kind of flopping like that just did, just go back in and recurl the ones that didn't cooperate. That will probably happen more often than not the first few times you guys do this. Now with this top one, you're literally horizontal right on the top of your head because the barrel's still wrapping around with the shape of your face, but you want the hair to still curl backwards. Same with this top one. The mohawk area, you're going to keep your barrel horizontal. Alright, now, closer to the back. I might have to recurl some of those guys. You are going to do the same thing as you do in the mohawk section here. Excuse the dry shampoo, I put it in this morning rather than before I went to bed, so it hasn't soaked in completely yet. You're going to keep the barrel horizontal. I should slow down for this. Keep the barrel horizontal, and you're going to wrap the hair in front of it again, but more up and down than side to side because your barrel is horizontal instead. Feel for any softer pieces back there. It's okay to recurl. You can see here I'm not close to my scalp at all, so I'm going to wrap this guy down. All right, I think I have one more section back here. Or two. We're going to divide that into two. And we're going to go, even though this is the kind of this side of our head, we're still going to do the same kind that we did over here because it's just easier. And that's the goal of this tutorial, isn't it? And then you're to your last one. All right, so you're gonna do a final mist. You're gonna let it cool. Now, you can finish doing your makeup, you can go get your coffee, you can literally, if your hair is not prone to staying in curls, leave these guys in their natural barrel form as long as you possibly can. If you're driving to a meeting, you're driving to an event, let them literally sit like this in the car, and then right before you get there, run your fingers through it. But my hair cools pretty fast and stays pretty well, so I'm just gonna shake in here. You don't have to run your fingers the whole way through. You can just do it at the root. And there you guys go. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If there are any questions that you might have that I didn't answer in this video, please feel free to comment below, direct message me on Instagram, or leave a comment on the post for this video, and I will be sure to answer that. If there are any tutorials that you guys would like with different hot tools, let me know about that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.